you actually also shared your trading strategy as well, which was interesting because I think a lot of people were watching, based on the Bybit performance. And I was shocked by how simple it was. Could you talk about this? And this is probably where everybody wants to listen carefully. What is Crypto's trading strategy that's made you so successful over the years?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do short-term trades, but on short-term trades, I sometimes win, I sometimes lose. Maybe in a bull market, I win a little bit more often than I lose, of course. But honestly speaking, if I would be a short-term trader in a bear market, I would lose money just as everyone else watching. I think the best trades I did are very few. And it was I started in the last bull market already with that. And I did it again this bull market. And I actually announced it beforehand. When we are in a bear market, at one point it's clear that's not a correction in a bull market. At one point it's clear that's a bear market. So I think when we went from 69,000 down below 30,000, it was undeniable. Come on, guys, we went down 67. This is a bear market, right? And you might say, okay, but now Bitcoin already went down 60-70%. How can that insight be of any value for me? Well, if you understand, okay, this is a bear market, and we went down 70%. Historically, Bitcoin goes down in a bear market 80 to 90, 92% or something maximum, sometimes 75, 80%. Depends on the bear market. The more the bigger Bitcoin gets, the less volatile it becomes, of course. But if you realize that 60-70%, that's a bear market, then okay, maybe anytime soon the bear market is over. So I always know when we go down 60-70% that the bear market is over soon. So what I did, and I said that before, I open a long position on Bitcoin at whatever 70% down. Bitcoin is at $25,000 For example, the numbers were similar to those I'm mentioning now, but not exactly. I open a 10x long position on $25,000 with a few $100,000, right? And of course, if you want to do that yourself in the next bear market, the numbers might be smaller or bigger, who cares? But that's the example now. You open that position, that long position, 10x leverage on $25,000. If the price goes down 10%, you get liquidated, you lose everything. And I knew that. I knew if I open at 25,000 at 10x leverage, 10% lower, 22,500, I will be liquidated. And I got liquidated, right? So I opened the next position around like 22,000 or whatever, and I got liquidated again, right? The second time I knew, okay, if I always keep opening positions, I can get liquidated what? 5 times, maybe? 5 times? And if I get liquidated 5 times, then Bitcoin will be at like $10,000. Even if I get liquidated 10 times, will Bitcoin go down to $5,000? Very unlikely, but no matter what, I can get liquidated 5 to 10 times, worst case. So I got liquidated 2 times. The third time I opened was at $17,500 or something. And that happened to be close enough to the bottom not to get liquidated. We went higher, and every single time Bitcoin broke resistance levels, structural resistance, or like big monthly or weekly patterns, I actually doubled down, increased my position more and more until that point that eventually it was like a position almost $20 million in size, which then accumulated profits of way more than $20 million until now, which hopefully, of course, it will increase if Bitcoin goes higher. But I took already out a multiple fold of the money I got liquidated on, the money I put in, and all the opportunity gains I missed out on by not putting it into Bitcoin physically, right? Also, another thing is I am trading Bitcoin not on futures, but on inverse perpetual. So there's no expiry date. I can keep it open as long as I want, and it's Bitcoin settled. So I take these profits, and these profits which I take into Bitcoin. It's just this investment ethically what I want to do, because I'm not exiting US dollar to accumulate more US dollar, even though I'm mentioning US dollar numbers to make it more approachable for people. I'm not exiting US dollar to accumulate more of the BS I'm exiting in the first place. I want to get more Bitcoin. So right. It's a Bitcoin settled future. I take profits. I take those profits in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes higher, amazing. Those profits I took in Bitcoin, they go higher with it. Just not leveraged anymore. Right. If it goes lower, no problem. I stay at the same amount of Bitcoin of those profits which I already took.
Okay, and that's physical Bitcoin you own on a wallet somewhere. And then you've got your leveraged position on the exchange that you just add to as it goes up.
Yeah, not anymore, but yeah, that's what I did.
Wow.
So my average price went from 17,500 or so, which was my entry price, all the way up to 45 or so, which is now also my liquidation price. So if Bitcoin goes down to 45,000 now, then I would only have those profits which I already took on that trade, but then the trade would get liquidated.
It seems like a really sound strategy.
Yeah, and it's so easy. You don't need to be not that anyone should do that now, like especially if you need the money maybe in 6 months or 12 months, and there is a risk to it still. But trading wise, I figured out that is the least risky strategy with the best risk return profile, where you don't need any skills or something, right? You just, okay, we went down 60-70%. I can stomach 10 liquidations. Boom, let me start.
Do you think anybody took your advice and did the same thing?
Some people did, yeah. I see that in the comments. Some people did. Maybe no one went as crazy as me, but yeah, some people actually took the advice and told me also, hey, I'm in it since 18,000, 17,000 and so on. Beautiful to see.
I love this strategy. I'm going to use it in the next bear market.
Yeah.
It's really good. Also gives you something to do in the bear market, because as opposed to just bite your nails and get all bummed out, you know, when you finally see it's there and you're like, okay, this is the bear market, then you can start picking your entry.
Yeah.
I like it, man. I saw it and I was like, okay, that's nice.
But it's just a side hustle. My main focus is on just holding Bitcoin, cold storage, boom, that's it. But it's a lot of fun, and it adds a little bit spice to the bear market, which is freaking boring, man.
Yeah.
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.